I will say this though. Welcome to another episode of The Big and Short of It All.
Hey guys, we gonna put in some new logos this time, so hopefully you notice.
The new logos. Go ahead and like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Do all that.
Comment all the others. When you see something you want to comment about, because I've got some current events that I like to talk about.
Oh, I thought you were about to say you got some comments. I was about to say, who does the comment? I just want to say this, James.
Okay.
I just want to get this off my chest, man.
Okay.
I need $1 million.
Okay.
What I mean by that is, I mean two things by that. One, I literally need $1 million because I just want $1 million.
Okay.
And then two, I need to get this money game up, man. I had to buy. I didn't have to buy 2 tires, but I bought 2 tires. They're 2 used tires.
I was gonna say if you bought them new, I can understand.
Well, because here's the crazy part about it was because I really was just going to get the tire patched because it had like a slow leaking or whatever.
Yep.
And so I took it to them and they was like, oh, this tire's got more than just that one thing going on. We can't patch it. It's that term. It's not serviceable. So we have to sell you. The only option is to sell you a tire. All right, cool. How much is a tire? How much? Oh, you got these tires we getting rid of.
Just getting rid of.
I guess because they don't have them. They don't have. I guess they have a surplus of them, so they're trying to sell them quick. It starts off $114.
Where are you going? Because my tires have been anywhere from 50 to 70.
I was like, what? He's like, but you know what? I think I can get that down some. I was like, hey, let me know what you can get it down to, and I'll let you know what I'm gonna do. So he gets to click. Oh no, man, I can't. It won't let me. So he was like, he's talking to the lady. We can't reduce closeout tires. She was like, nah, you can't. He's like, because they had another tire the same price, but I think I can get that down. All right, cool. He's like, with fees and installation, you still looking about $130.
No,
I said, thank you, sir. Thank you. At this point, I'm gonna get a used tire.
I thought that was a used tire.
This was just the because it was at. Well, I ain't gonna put that man out there. They're across the street from where we work.
Okay, gotcha. Yep.
So I went there first just to get it plugged, and that's when they tried. That's when they told me they can't plug it, so they tried to sell me a new tire.
I was gonna say they running a scam out there if they charging that for used tires.
I would not dare pay that for a used tire. I did end up spending that much, but I got 2 tires for that one price.
Yep.
Because I was gonna get one for just the tire that I was trying to replace, but then I looked at the other front one. I was like, well, that's kind of because they both were bald anyways.
Yep.
I was like, I might as well just.
So I would assume if you're an adult that you probably already know that you can get used tires. If you don't, used tires are a very great alternative to a new tire. Because new tires, as far as I knew them, they started at $200, and I was told you can go to Walmart and get some for like $150, $180, but this is the second time I've heard of something less than $150. So
yeah, I mean, I could have bought a tire, just one tire at Walmart for like $70-something. But I'm just like, this one was $50-something.
Is that a great value tire?
No, James. I do have a question. I feel like I've asked. I don't know if I've asked you this before.
Okay. I
know I've asked somebody this question before. Where did the tires come from at the used tire place?
That is a great question because in my eyes, like these are some pretty decent tires. Who the hell? Who was just like saying, you know what? I don't want this tire anymore.
I was saying like, cause sometimes it I go and they bring. I don't get used tires all the time, but usually just like if I'm getting one or if whatever they're bringing out, I'm like, that's pretty decent.
So it's like. The only thing I can think of is maybe a car that got in an accident, something like that.
Yeah.
But one in my head, there's not that many accidents to fill up the 15 tire places at Sear, the 15, 10 that's in this other city, the 3, like that's a lot of accidents that have to happen.
And every time you go, they usually have like an 18-wheeler piled of tires. And I'm like, where they? My only, the only thing I can think of. There's a lot of stupid people in this world.
Okay.
Let me not say stupid. there's a lot of people in this world who go and they live their life by a certain order of things.
Opportunistic?
No, not those. They're out there too. I'm more so talking about the people who are like, oh, these tires hit a certain mileage point.
Yes.
Let me go ahead and change them out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like this. Oh, it's been 10,000 miles. I should change my struts.
There is, people that go into, just with money. They go into like an express oil change. Hey, you got these 15 things that should have been changed at 3,000 miles. You're right. You know what? I don't want to run the risk of me dying out there.
Exactly. Which is another reason why I need $1 million. Because there was a lady, because when I went to the first place to get a patch, there was a lot of people. Well, there was a few people ahead of me, and so she was getting new tires too. And they hey, your car's done. Oh, okay. She pulled out the car. How much is $5? I was like, 500 tires?
No. Yeah, if you're getting all 4 replaced, I've
never paid $500 for tires.
I have never gotten more than 2 tires replaced at a time, and even then, I've gotten 1 tire replaced plenty of times.
I've bought a full set before, but it for my car it was only like $350. It's probably the most I paid for a full set.
Yeah.
Maybe $290 something. I've never paid $500.
And then of course it depends on the kind of tire. Like I want to say size. But just say size.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I used to have a Malibu and so I think they were common tires, but just the Malibu being your basic standard car, it's probably basic standard tires that everybody gets. So I could never find those tires in stock.
Could very well be. I don't know. Either way, I need $1 million. Well,
the quickest way to get $1 million is play the lottery.
Yeah. I text Veronica. I was like, hey man, I need me and James to hurry up and take over the Southeast region in less than 5 years because stuff got shaped, man.
What's funny is that my mom has sent my daughter a message like right after we left, and it had something to do with an event. And so the person that was that night was talking about activism. I was like, it's crazy that my mom sent a message about some kind of activism, and she was just getting. So that was interesting.
Well, in your mom's defense, she's like, just based on what the vibe I get from your mom, she seemed like she'd be like into like I don't want to use the term activism, but like political and like stuff that's important that we as adults should care about, that I sometimes don't.
So I use the word apathy today, and so the way I think of apathy is more like, if I don't do it, then I don't care. Like it's not that big of a deal if I don't do it. And the definition is like, not concerned, just unenthusiastic, stuff like that. Yeah. So I think it's more than what I'm using it for, but yeah, there's some things that's out there that's like, I should be interested. I should care.
I don't know.
Yeah.
My thing is like, there's obviously stuff that happens, stuff that I should be concerned about, because I understand in the grand scheme of things the importance of it, the effect, and all of that. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, my rent is still due tomorrow.
Yep. Yep.
Is that going to lower my rent? Is it going to make me be able to afford other stuff? No? Okay.
So, what, I'm going to go there. I don't know if we probably may have had this conversation before. Like, if we did, it was probably one episode. And, you don't have to tell me your beliefs. You don't have to, what's the word? Accost me for whatever I believe. But I know people who might be listening might feel a different way. Voting.
We've talked about this. I knew that's where you were going. We did talk about it on here. Okay,
all right. I was just going to say, if I don't vote, if I do vote, or if I don't vote, what is it going to change?
Yeah. I thought you were going to say more.
Since we talked about it, but I guess just to go a little bit more into detail, if I vote for Trump, or if I vote for Biden, or Biden already had 2 terms, right? Or is he?
He's only had 1 term.
Okay, all right. So shows you how much I've been caring.
He's old like he's had 2 terms.
Which is weird because I'm sitting here thinking like I saw that he was running again. I'm like, but he had 2 terms, right? So, I mean, that should have answered my question. Obviously, you can't do
I think what you're thinking about it because he was Obama's vice president and now he's president. So he's been around twice, but this is the first time as president.
But yeah, if I vote for Trump, or if I don't vote for Trump, or if I vote for Biden, I don't vote for Biden, they're going to do what they want to do anyway. So what does it matter?
I was having a conversation about this with my new coworker who, we ain't got to get into that.
Okay.
He is who he is. I call him the new Mark in my head, but...
You have a lot of new coworkers back there.
That's
one that works with you.
That's a whole... That's a whole different... We could talk about that off air, but...
Yeah.
Nah, we was having this... and he was pretty much kind of like... He wasn't talking about the no voting thing. He was just talking about just presidency in general. Mm-hmm. And like, I kept trying to stress to him, I was like, in my opinion, I could care less. Also, at the end of the day, the president doesn't really have a lot of power.
I can agree with that.
But like, I mean, he can come up with a law, he can come up with a bill, but it still has to pass through the House. Now, if he has, let's say Trump is a Republican and the Congress is predominantly Republican, the likelihood of his bill passing is high.
Right.
Still, it's not like he can just walk up and say, we're going to do this. And America's like, all right, cool. Mm-hmm. Like, it's still like a lot of checks and balances that have to happen. So like, just because he's a president, he's not the end all be all. Like, or his word isn't the end all be all. It's like, hey man, so.
I remember, back in Obama and like Trump's, presidencies, executive orders was like the number one. So I don't know, like I feel like executive orders still has some kind of relegation to it, but in a way, the way they made it seem, which I stopped listening to that radio station after a while, was that executive orders was kind of like, y'all didn't want to pass my bill, fine, I'll just do it anyway. But I think there is still some kind of regulation. Tank it, I just said it before.
I get what you're trying to say.
Regulation.
Because I think the president can veto something or it's something. I don't know.
So yeah, like if Congress proposes something and it goes to the judicial, I know it's like okay. So obviously, if the president passes something, then Congress has to vote on it. So then I guess Congress is checked by the judicial, and then the judicial is checked by the executive.
The executive is the president.
Right. But I don't. I guess if the Supreme Court says, hey, we're going to declare this unconstitutional, then the president can say, no, it is. I don't know, but I know
it's complicated.
Yeah, it's been a while since I had
social studies.
Yes, because I was going to say the Constitution class. I know it's been a while.
Is the Congress and the House the same thing?
So the Congress is made of the House of Representatives and the Senate.
Hey, okay, yeah.
Yep.
I just know I watched like the little not all the time, but like the little I think it's on CNN. They vote in the House. It's like, oh, such and such has 82 votes for this, and it's like I watch it sometimes.
One thing I thought, the idea makes sense. You have your House of Representatives. The amount that you have is based on your population in your state. But then the Senate is just for you two. I think that's so weird.
It's a lot of things that are weird but stupid. Like if I get on the Supreme Court, I can have that office until I die. Mm-hmm. Even if I'm 98 and I'm still kicking, I can still be deciding laws.
Right. I don't understand what you're telling me.
What? Peaches? Like, why is that a lifetime? Come on, man. I don't know.
I need subtitles for your conversation.
I don't know. It is what it is. Adult stuff. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I do want to say this, and I know you said you want to get into your current events. It's just something I thought about. We ain't got to talk about it too in depth. Sometimes I wish I was born from a bigger city.
Why is that?
Like, okay, I don't know if this is on your docket to talk about.
Okay.
So I watched the Kendrick Lamar pop out concert, and I didn't watch the whole because it was like 4 hours or something. I just watched his set, which was like an hour and a half.
And half of it was not like us.
That wasn't half of it.
No, I'm just exaggerating.
But so I watched that, and like when he was doing a little speech about the Bloods and the Crips and all this kind of stuff, and hey man, this is Compton, and like the whole time I was like, man, this is cool. I'm enjoying it, having a great time. But I don't think there will ever be a time where there'll be like a theater or a stadium full of people from Slocum, Alabama. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, it's just like I can say, like, let's say the podcast, we do take off the Southeast region, right?
Yep.
I could be like, oh man, that's Larry from Slocum. Or I mean, people could be like, it's Larry from Slocum. But like, I don't think it would ever be like, people just be like, oh, Slocum. Like, it's not.
I mean, you know, I'm sure if you go on the internet and say famous people from Slocum, there might be maybe one or two, but that could even be your name, like, you know, Cedric the Entertainer, Larry from Slocum.
I mean, there are famous people because we had a couple of dudes from Slocum who went to the NFL. So like, there have been famous people, but I'm just saying like to that magnitude. Like for instance, we blow up, right? We get to whatever level we go to. Let's say we did a tour. We go to Chicago. We could sell it. They would embrace you as you put shit. I mean, you know, Chicago's already on the map, but like you represent Chicago.
I would be lost in a sea of names.
But I'm saying I'm not saying. But I'm saying like it would.
But I got you. Yeah.
Even though you're one of many people famous who come from Chicago, like you still have a whole city that you can rep. That people are like, oh, Chi-Town.
Yeah. The majority of people be with you. You know,
Yeah.
instead of like, you know, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Like, nah, I don't mess with anybody from Chicago.
Myrtle Beach.
Right.
Like it's just sometimes I just be like, man, if I was just born in a bigger city, like plus it's just the feel I get when I watch certain things like that, like people come together and I say, oh, New York, oh, you know, San Fran, whatever, LA, Slocum.
I mean, I want to say that eventually all cities will like grow in population too, but no.
It's the I'll put it to you this way. You could do a venue and you could say, James, and you could come out and say, what's up, Chi-Town? That's my city. They'd be like, oh, Chi. In order for me to get the same or equal to or or more, I would have to say, what's up, Alabama?
Yeah. Not even South Alabama. I mean, just Alabama.
Yeah, just the whole state, Bama. Like, I would have to rep the entire state. You have one city that you could rep. Everybody's like, oh, Chi-Town.
That is, you know, some teams. So you got, you know, Chicago Bulls. But on the flip side of that, you got I'm about to say it, I'm trying to think of Minnesota Timberwolves, because Minnesota's a whole state. Yeah. Instead of like, you know, Minneapolis.
Yeah. I mean, you got Utah Jazz.
Exactly. So I was thinking like if Alabama ever got like a major team, probably Alabama such and such.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever happen.
It'd be nice. I mean, I know we got as far as basketball, the Birmingham Squadron, the G League team.
Yeah.
But, and then of course, I mean, what we're known for, the Crimson Tide.
And War Eagle. You can't leave War Eagle out.
If you want to throw it out there, War Eagle.
You can't. I'm not a War Eagle fan, but knowing War Eagle fans, you can't leave them out.
You know, give them the respect.
You can't leave them out. Did you watch the concert?
No, I didn't. I just saw clips.
Do you have any thoughts about it?
You know, people breaking things down all the time. So, you know, he did the Drake dance, and I didn't really see the basketball. I just know, you know, people said, hey, Russ Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan, yeah. And then I saw pictures. So no, my thoughts are, you know, it's cool. Obviously, I wouldn't have had enough money to go there myself. And if I did, you know, it might have been sold out already. But I mean, it looked like it would have been fun.
What are your thoughts about it in regards to the post beef situation?
It's almost like this championship parade. You know, Drake after the beef, you know, he ain't doing anything. It's not like, you know, he going out there doing his greatest hits. He just laying low. And Kendrick's out there having a celebration.
Now, I'll tell you what Drake is doing. Maybe you've seen this clip or not. Drake is at concerts performing or dancing to Not Like Us.
Is he really?
Yeah. That's what he's doing.
Okay.
Like on stage, video him getting it, Not Like Us playing.
So obviously he has to get permission to do that. That's interesting.
Does he?
I would think so. Like
you know Kendrick, he gave the permission for anybody to use that. Anybody can monetize it.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because a lot of people. I don't know if he did it because of that, but a lot of people use it online. So he pretty much was like, "Let them rock, man. Let them get their money from it."
Yeah. Okay. That's something. That is something. So of all the Drake disses, like which one was his like the diss?
Who, Drake's? Mm-hmm. Probably Family Matters.
To be honest, I don't remember any except the first two.
I was listening to Spotify a couple days ago, and I had my library was just like just doing random or whatever, and Drop It Give Me 50 came on. I was like, can't remember the last time I heard this. It's like it just didn't hit the same. I was like,
yeah. There was a video, and it didn't have to do with the concert, but there was a guy who was breaking down the Not Like Us song, and there was a guy, and he was like,
was that the one you said about him using the
Neighbors?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of like you said 3 things, and one of them I was like, no, I think you're kind of reaching, but I can't remember now. Why even bring it up if I can't remember it? So
I feel like I threw you off. My bad.
No. I mean, I was hoping it would come to me even when I was talking about it. But anyway, we just skip it.
I'll say this, and we can move on to, because I know you said you want to talk about something. This is the last thing I'll say on that. I feel like it's crazy because there's a narrative going around. Because I've heard a few people say this. Because then I think even Veronica said it, maybe because she watched the video about it. But there's a narrative going around, and like it's crazy that the biggest song that Kendrick would be known for is Not Like Us. I was like, no. It's just, it's only big now because of what happened before it.
Yeah.
But he has tons of other songs that he will be forever known for. Like
classic albums, Pulitzer Prize winning albums. That's
the first thing I told him. I said, he has a whole album that's classic. Like, Not Like Us is just riding a high right now, but it's not the biggest thing that he's going to be known for.
And that reminds me of, the conversation we had when you said Ludacris had bigger hits than Chingy's Right There. But anyway.
Because it did.
Ain't nothing beating Right There. Right There.
Hey, man, he did. He, just for the sheer fact of you putting one song against an entire Ludacris catalog, obviously he's going to have songs that are big. Yeah. I'm not saying Right There isn't big. I'm just saying one versus many. Come on, man. Okay,
give me one that you think, like, as far as the most successful.
I don't know, James.
Okay, all right.
You see he did a free concert in was it Minnesota? I saw a video on Instagram. He's supposed to do a concert. I think it got rained out or something like that, so it got canceled. So he just bust up in like some restaurant with a big speaker.
I did see that.
And he was basically doing a free concert.
I was, I'm just, obviously it's Ludacris, but if anybody just came in and do their disturbing the beat.
It clicked in your mind, didn't it? I saw the moment it clicked in your mind. I saw that.
He's living what's the word? Living his truth.
I saw it. He's disturbing the peace.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I wonder if he said that.
I don't know. He probably did. What was the current events that you want to talk about?
All right. So the one that I keep forgetting, I gotta remember because that's the one that have you seen the Pop the Balloon guy?
Which one?
So I know there's a lot of them, but just now, recently, there's just this one guy. What's the word? You're not qualified. You did me a favor.
Is his name Chandler? He has like dreads.
No, he was. I think I said. Is the dread guy the light skin?
Yeah.
So no, not him. This the big swole guy.
I saw the pic. I haven't watched that. I've seen like the picture of him, but I haven't seen the video.
So, what's going? And it may not be as big as I'm thinking. Just like the videos that the people I'm subscribed to. So he comes in, and I think the first thing. As soon as he comes in, balloon pops. Nothing bad about that.
As usual.
Right. So then, he introduced himself, blah, blah, blah. They walk up like, all right, you popped your balloon. What's going on? And at first, it's like, when you came in, I just wasn't feeling you. I didn't think we had any chemistry, blah, 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 blah. In my head, I'm like, What do you mean chemistry? You haven't even talked to him.
Yeah, listen. I'm gonna say I have something to say, but I'm gonna let you finish.
No, because I was just gonna go. But go ahead.
Well, because I was gonna say like I've seen other videos where like a dude will come out and then like the chicks will pop their balloon and they're like, well, why'd you pop the balloon? Well, you seem like you'd be toxic, or you're just not my type, or you're not my vibe. And I was like, I literally just came around a curtain. Pop,
Exactly.
pop, pop.
Exactly. So after she said that, he was like, pretty much, you know what, you did me a favor. That was his thing. So another balloon popped. Mm-hmm. So I go over to this girl, and they were like, I just thought that the way you say things, and I thought that was real arrogant of you, blah, 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 blah. And the whole time she's talking, and it may not be the second person, but these are like just the greatest hits. So she's the only person who had, her breast out. So he's like looking down, and then she's like, my eyes up here. He's like, she said, she had a tattoo underneath her chest, her breast. And she was like, were you looking at the tattoo? He was like, no, I was looking at the hair on your arms. And then, of course, that's she was like, she started going in. And he was like, you're not qualified, blah, blah, blah. And you did me a favor, too. So now her, I'm just going to, set aside whatever I think about her. Mm-hmm. Except this one comment. Her chest was pretty low. Mm-hmm. And, I'm not saying, that's a bad thing. I'm not saying whatever. But if you're going to come for somebody, mm-hmm. maybe you shouldn't. Okay, but anyway, so he didn't say anything about that. He just said the hair on the arms. Mm-hmm. So he's fine, if he's fine with it, that's on him. Mm-hmm. So, they got into it real hard, blah, 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 blah. And then, another person popped their balloon. No. So at this point, nobody popped their balloon again, or if they did, it was already done. So then she goes to the next person, and she's like, why'd you pop your balloon? She was like, I got hair on my arms too. That's funny, blah, blah, blah. So the original girl with hair on her arms, she was like, see what's going on? And he was like, no, I'm not talking to you. Listen, I'm okay with hair on your arms because you look nice. If you want to get your balloon back, you can. She was like, no, I don't want my balloon. So then, anyway, long story short, after all this is said and done, at the very end, there's this one girl who, is like, yeah, I'll go out with you. Mm-hmm. So, right after, supposedly, before, so the girl after the hairy arms person, actually, that was actually a cute girl, but she, I'm saying it's like the other girls weren't cute.
Nah, you good. I know what you meant. Yeah.
But she said something. Oh, she was like, you look like a Ninja Turtle. You're not looking good. You look cockswole. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Because I heard that. I saw that online. Yeah.
And she said that after this, you can go home to your roommate. And he was like, I'm a licensed plumber. I make good money. As a matter of fact, I could pull $100,000 out my account right now. Can you do the same?
Here's the thing. Let me stop you right there, Jack.
Go for it.
That's the part that's the part that pisses me off about the pop up balloon thing.
Okay.
Because outside of, hey, next guy, pop, pop, pop. Mm-hmm. All you saw was my kneecap. That's the first thing.
Right.
Second thing is, as soon as they pop the balloons and they get to asking questions, oh, well, that's why I make $300,000 a year. Like, why you gotta go?
Yep.
Why is that?
So I'm gonna tell you my initial reaction as soon as he started getting back on. So when you listen to him talk, he doesn't sound very intelligent. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I'm not want to be like I'm better than anybody. I mean, because I'm quick to say that I'm not quick with it. Sometimes I have my moments. So I'm not here to down him for not being intelligent. But I believe that whenever somebody said something bad about him and he was quick to retort, I think it was because it was a defense mechanism. If he's not intelligent, to stop people from I guess insulting him, he just let me just say something bad about you, just something real quick.
Let me ask you this question. So when you say he didn't sound intelligent, was it because I know, because in my mind there's two different sides to that coin.
Right.
So you got the one side where somebody doesn't sound intelligent because the way they talk and how they say things, mm-hmm. but then you got the other side where somebody doesn't sound intelligent because they may have like a southern dude has a southern accent. Like they're not going to some people they're not going to come off intelligent, but they are actually very intelligent.
No,
was
I'm
it
not.
That or was it?
I'm not one of those guys that think like an accent makes you sound dumb. No,
I'm asking which one was it for him?
For him, it was what he was saying.
Like the way he put words together and
he sounded like I'm not gonna say slow because I don't want anybody to feel like I think he's slow.
Yeah.
But he sounded like he could. Just to give you a illustration, let's say that he drank a lot of beers and it messed up his mind. So not exactly. It might have been a little slurred, but I can tell the accent, and it wasn't an accent.
You think it could have been like nervousness?
No, I just when you. You just have to watch the video.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Anyway, so what came out after? He came out and said that the girl that picked him had asked him for some money right after.
Oh, of course.
Which is why I had to go back and say the $100,000 out of his bank account because he feels like maybe she was just going with him for a gold dig.
Feels like she was.
If that's true. So after all this has happened, a lot has come out. Now the part that I cannot verify, he said he lost his job after this, and according to him, 500 people called and his job. And they eventually said, "Hey, we can't have you on working here anymore because you're bringing bad publicity." So, after that happened, he started a GoFundMe, and he was like, "Hey, I lost my job. Can you donate to continue my humanitarian work? For veterans, single moms, blah 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 blah." And it got like 13,000 out of 15,000. It was doing pretty successfully. He was doing pretty well, but they stopped it, and he's not able to get the money because he can't provide receipts. Receipts is the word. Anyway, he can't provide proof that he got fired. So he's going out and did interviews, and this one person was like, "Hey, can you tell me I got fired?" He was like, "Oh, well, we haven't. We're negotiating. My work, my employment. So I can do that later." And then of course days later, "Hey, I'm still waiting." So I can see both sides, obviously, but at the same time, are you fired or not? So there was a woman who called herself I can't remember, but she went out and was like, "All right, you say that you have 100,000 in your account. Mm-hmm. What do you need to GoFundMe for?"
It's not liquid. I can't touch it. I have to move too much around, and then I lose. Fees gonna eat it up, and then that's what's going on.
And then it's his personal money, so it's.
I don't know if I got enough.
I know. But yeah, so it kind of came out that maybe he's not being entirely truthful.
Well, would that? Because the thing about it is, like, would that be the case? It kind of makes me think that he probably felt like he was backed in a corner, so he had to say that. Mm-hmm. Because he felt that pressure of
exactly.
A whole bunch of line of women saying you ain't
attacking me.
100,000.
Let me put up my defense mechanism. It's not like
100,000 a year.
It's not like somebody can disprove it. Yeah. Oh, his exes have also came out on TikTok and started talking bad about him too.
Yeah, I feel for him.
And then last but not least, me personally, this doesn't change or affect how I feel about him, but I feel like I should give you all the information. He's a multiple time felon and he's wanted in some state. Well, the wanted part I don't know, but he has said that he has felonies.
Scammer. I mean, the Ninja Turtles gonna want it too. That's all I'm gonna say.
Go ahead. I was gonna say I just wanted to know if you had seen or heard about him.
I haven't heard all of that. Like I said, I haven't heard that. I've seen the picture of him. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen the video. I haven't heard anything else like all of that extra stuff. I've only seen like multiple videos of the pop the balloon, whatever. Here's my issue with the pop the balloon. The internet is already an interesting place. Mm-hmm. It's gotten to the point now where people fabricate videos
most definitely
to gain notoriety.
I was gonna say I don't believe anything about Pop the Balloon. Like it's I'm not saying that it's not a dating show, like people don't get hooked up, but it's definitely
they probably get hooked up
for entertainment. Yeah.
But their responses are probably not 100% genuine either. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So because you got to look at it like, okay, let's say you got 2 Pop the Balloon videos. Mm-hmm. You got one video where the dude comes out. Everybody's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna give him a chance to say what he. You a father? You a kid? Oh, I'm not gonna pop my balloon." Doesn't get a lot of videos of a lot of views. And you got another one where soon as it comes out, oh, you short, boom.
Exactly.
Oh, you too light skinned, boom. Like, everybody's like, oh, there's a lot of clicks now.
I don't know if they swap it around and then they have a woman come out and there's like men, but I know I'm pretty sure there's probably a lot of women that do that just and without the intention of even like looking for somebody.
There's one video that because most of them I didn't really watch the entire video of, but one I did watch where it started out, it had a line of women and then the guys would come out, and of course if they match, they match. But then what they did was they swapped around, so like the guys who didn't match, they brought out the women who did match as well. So then they had a chance to, of course, being men and being, whatever. Now they gonna be petty. Mm-hmm. Like one guy, he came out and all the women popped their balloons. And said, oh, you too short. Cause you short. Oh, why you popping? Oh, you short. Mm-hmm. So then when his turn, he came out. Chicks came around the corner. Pop. Oh, you popping? Cause I'm short.
Exactly.
It's like,
listen.
I say, hey. I get it.
I was gonna say that word, but F you. That's pretty much what he's saying.
I get it. It's like, I don't know, man. There was I don't know if this is. I'm assuming it was like a parody, but like I saw one video on TikTok. It was like this girl came out. It was a line of dudes with balloons, and so she came around the corner. They popped the balloons. He was like, "Why you pop your balloon?" I mean, I don't like women with eyes because they got eyes that can see other guys.
Why are you here?
Again, like I said, I kind of feel like it's like a parody of it, but
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was because the first guy didn't pop his balloon. He was like, oh yeah, man, I like my whatever. She looked nice, so they went to the next guy who did pop his balloon, and she started talking to him. And 2 seconds later, the first guy pops his balloon. Like, why you pop your balloon? I don't like my girl talking to other dudes.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
What?
That's good.
He was like, what do she, they asked, why you pop your balloon? I mean, she got legs. That means she can walk out of my life. I said, what?
So that one, I've heard it's kind of corny, but I just in the setting.
Yeah. That's what I said. Based on the response, it felt like they were trying to be funny, but at the same time, I don't know. In all honesty. But I don't know. Hey man, it's taking the world by storm.
Before I go to the next one, have you tried any one-liners on a woman?
I know I don't have one-liners.
I don't know if I ever told you. So I remember when I was towing cars, and so me and the guys went out. We had never gone out with them since. And we only went out one time, and so we were at the bar, and this one guy. I remember it don't matter. So he was like, hey, I like this girl at the bar. Can you go talk to her for me? Already right there, you kind of messing yourself up. And I've been in that position
It's
before.
a normal thing, though.
Yeah, I've been in that position before. And I'm like, you know what? It's not for me, so I'm not going to feel nervous.
You don't feel the pressure,
Yeah. So, I kind of played on the fact that people think I look like Carlton. So I go up to her and I was like, hey, people say I look like Carlton, so I'm going to try a line. I don't know what I said. But anyway, so she had on just a red dress, red shoes. I was like, girl, I can't stand the color red. What other colors you got on? And I thought it was pretty, I just for the...
Hey, man. I can see that getting a laugh.
Mm-hmm. And she did. She said, you know what? Did I tell you the story? Mm-mm. And she said, listen, I like it, even though, the guy didn't come up here. If you gave me, I would go home with you, but I'm already going home with the bartender. She actually said me and my girl are going home with the bartender.
Dang.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm glad to know that line would have worked, though.
Dang. I can't. Dang, that's... This is probably not similar, but, that reminds me of the time I got shot down twice with the same line. So, in two different instances. Okay. They both just happened to be waitresses as well.
Okay.
So the first waitress, me and a homegirl they used to work with back at DirecTV, we went out to eat. And so, the waitress, she was looking nice. She was like, you like her? I said, yeah, man. She was like a good wingman type. So, when she comes around, she starts chatting up with us. Like, hey, you got to, I don't remember what I said. I just know the conversation, tried to figure out what she had to do. She said, yeah, he would be here for 4 years. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Next time, another waitress. Conversation starts up saying, been with a guy for 4 years. I said, is this just is everybody just got at the same time? Like, what's
that's a sweet spot. They have all go to the convention, and they have decided that 1 year, 2 year, 3 years is too. It's not time enough put in.
Yeah, it's not deep enough. But
Exactly.
4 years is like it's just long enough for you to be like, I ain't gonna mess with
Exactly, because you're not tired of the person yet.
Yeah, nah. Hey, we've been together about a year. Oh, okay.
So I gotta you saying there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance?
You're not exactly committed yet.
I don't know, man. It is what it is.
There's a thing, you know, when people. It's not you. It's not me. It's not you. It's me. That's not the one I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. But it's like. I don't know if it's. I was thinking about this not too long ago. It's not like I'm working on myself or I'm finding myself. I think that may be it. Or anyway,
so like a letdown line or a breakup line.
Yeah, but I'm like, it doesn't make sense because like, what does that have to do with me? Like you said, you know, you're working on yourself.
Because what it means, James, is.
No, I'm sorry. The one it's I can't love you if I don't love myself. That's the one.
Because what that means is, I can't give to you what I need to give to you if I can't give it to myself.
You can give me love. What?
No. It would be a half love. You deserve a whole love. So until I can give you the whole love, I need to find out how to give the whole love to myself.
That sounds like a poor excuse.
Of course, it's bullcrap, but. It makes it like it eases that blow because now you're saying like, oh, I get it. You're not ready. You're not in the space. I get that.
So to me, I don't know if you've seen these videos, but somebody come back like with a joke. They'd be like, you know, what did the rabbis? Okay, maybe let me do something simple. What did the turtle say to the hare? Yellow. And then somebody like just to make sure like to make it seem like they're not stupid, they're like, you know, I get it. And then they'd be like, what didn't explain the joke. So it's kind of like,
I've seen that video.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, I gotta love me before I love you. Like, yeah, I understand. No, wait a minute. Tell me what that means, because you know, go ahead, like, because that doesn't make sense. You say that you are incapable of loving anything else because you don't love yourself.
I can love everything but you.
Exactly.
I just need to work on me.
I need full of crap.
I can't pour my water into your cup until I make the water to put into my own cup.
So you need to fill your cup before
I need to fill my cup. Because if my cup overflows, it's going to pour into your cup. Mm-hmm. But if I don't have no water in my cup, I can't correctly pour into you.
But with that logic, I can't love you unless I love myself. So my cup will be full too. So there is no room.
Your cup is full of juice. And I need water at this point in my life in order for me to be nourished.
Well, I'm offering you water, but you're not taking it.
But your water is not alkaline water.
It's bullcrap. That's what it is. I sound like this person. Like I don't know.
Oh, backtracking on the Pop the Balloon. There was one video, I think it was the one I watched, where they swapped the guys around. Mm-hmm. And so the girl came out, and so there's one guy. He was like, you know what? I like smart girls. Mm-hmm. Spell Tennessee. And so she's like TEN, and she starts laughing. But I mean, she ends up spelling it like she ends up spelling it correctly. But you know, she took her time. He's like, you know what? You taking too long. Pop. Then the next girl came out. He was like, you know what? You look good. I like nice looking women. You know, I like smart women too. What does PI stand for? And she's like, 3.19 is 3.14.
Yep.
I said, God.
So, like, okay. I was watching the video and we still ain't got to the other.
I know, that's my part. I took us back.
No, you're fine. It's just making me think of other things. So there's this one woman who's, I think it's a Fresh and Fit podcast, and she's pretty. She's just sitting there, and they're like, tell me, I can't remember what the question is. So she's like, all right, so what do you think the gaslight means in a car? Have you seen this video?
Uh-uh.
And so she's pretty much saying like the term gaslighting comes from the gaslight in the car because your car doesn't run out of gas when the light comes on. And she actually put on her glasses right before she said this. So you were talking about the Pop Balloon and smart girls, so it made me think about that. And I'm like, people were like, this is somebody's queen. Somebody's gonna marry this woman and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I understand what you're saying. Like, you don't want just somebody who's like just flat out dumb.
Just say it. It's stupid.
But
it's stupid.
At some point, you got to give some kind of leniency to these people.
That's like the lady who was pissed off because her tires weren't acting right because she tried to fill them up to 100%.
Yep.
It's dumb, James. It's just dumb. Just call it what it is.
I know.
It's dumb.
I think because she was...
The term gaslighting came from the...
I'm trying to save her because she's very pretty.
No.
She's very skinny, though.
No, James. No. That makes me think of another topic.
Go for it.
I want you to get to your current...
No, go for it.
Go get to your... I will remember. Oh, you want me to say it now?
Yeah, go for it.
So I feel like as men, we let pretty women get away with a lot of stuff, but men don't get away with a lot of stuff.
It's so interesting that you said that because I just posted a video. But go ahead. I want you to finish.
I mean, I don't really have a whole lot to say, but that's what it makes me think about because it's like as guys, we're like, oh, well, she dumb as a bag of rocks, but look at her. But like most women, I'm not gonna say all because there's always exceptions to anything, but most women, they're not gonna. If a dude do something dumb, he dumb.
It's a horrible double standard.
Just like the whole I'm pretty sure you've seen the video. I think we talked about it before, or maybe we didn't. The videos where like the guys listen to all the stuff that guys can't do, like the ick. What gives girls the ick, like stupid stuff. Like one girl was like, the dude was like, what gives you the ick about guys? When a guy stands outside the shower waiting for the water to heat up.
I bet that's somebody out there.
I do it all the time, but we can't do that.
Yeah, that's
men can't do nothing.
The one that I heard, somebody said, I can't stand a man who puts on his turner signal because you're too soft.
But that's what I'm saying. Like women are quick, especially pretty women. They're quick to say men can't do this, and there are men who won't do it because of that, because they're pretty, as opposed to guys who just, if we have an issue or an ick, we may have icks, but we'll talk about it. We're not gonna let them know.
Exactly. And most of the time, I say that if it's an ick, then it's a deal breaker, I guess. The video that I had just posted was a woman who was like, let's stop giving ugly dudes. Let's stop dating ugly dudes. They're delusional, thinking that they can, get with us and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. Obviously, if somebody's not attracted to somebody, I'm not saying that you should, date that person. But for you to just come out and say something like that, how about let's flip it and say, all right, men, let's stop dating women who make less than us. Let's stop dating broke women because they're delusional, thinking that they what are you doing?
You can't do that, Jay.
I know.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because they're all the bosses and they all make money, so we all make less than them. So you get that. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot if you say that.
I'm not one of these people that talk about bringing something to the table. But what you're saying is that they all bring it to the table.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I watched this one video. They're doing the street interviews, which I try not to watch, but they'd be entertaining. It was like they was asking, I don't know if it was a guy or a girl, they were asking all these women how much should a guy pay for an engagement ring? It was $250,000, $100,000. I was like, what kind of engagement ring?
So
an engagement ring?
My whole life I thought engagement rings were $25,000, $30,000. So I can understand somebody being misinformed because nobody has ever talk to me about how much an engagement ring should be. I didn't know. So
I feel an engagement ring should be what you can afford.
Yes, I definitely. So it's I'm not gonna say it's a thought that counts because obviously this means a little bit.
Yeah, you gonna put some money into it. I'm not saying go get one from $50 at Walmart, but at the end of the day, you want something nice, but at the end of the day, the engagement ring isn't the goal. It's the commitment. It's the person that you found, and you're making a dedication to this person. I'm going to marry you, and we're going to be together. So the ring isn't. You want it to be a nice ring, but it's not that's not the only thing that's not what it's about.
Yeah. One, if you love me, the ring, how much it costs shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
And two, I shouldn't have to go into debt just to prove that I love you.
That's why I said what you can't afford. Now, granted, nowadays there's other options like you can do like the little not PayPal,
Not like
Afterpay and stuff. Where you do, or you do like payments per month. Like there's other things you can do to get a nice affordable ring or a decent looking ring. But I'm just saying, I'm not gonna be 30 years later finally paid off that engagement ring, boy.
We could have had a house by now if you wouldn't.
Oh, that's a whole other thing, James. Like, cause you how much you spent on your wedding? $50,000. That's a down payment on the house, man.
So what I just learned, not just learned, but I've recently learned, is that it's the dad's job to pay for a wedding.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that until earlier this year.
Yeah. Because I think as a groom, I think you're supposed to. I think money wise, you're only obligated. You're in charge of taking care of the honeymoon, but the dad pays for the wedding.
So that's great for me when I want to marry somebody, but I have a daughter. Oh, I need to get my priorities, straight.
$1 million, James. We need to take over. It all comes back full circle. We need $1 million, and we need to take over the Southeast region today.
None of this is planned. Look how it works.
It all needs to happen right now.
So when you were talking about the street interviews, you were bringing up good. I thought you were going to talk about my other current event, Hawk Tour.
Oh yeah, she's everywhere, man.
Everywhere. It's so crazy. It's crazy. Like when I was in college and like right after college, you would think about the things that go viral. Like if you tried to go viral, you could not go viral.
That's the thing. I say this like I just know about going viral. But that's the thing about going viral. Usually happens when you try or you don't try. It's just like, hey, I'm just going to post this one video, 9 million views.
I have seen so many of these street interviews, and they have said some off the wall stuff.
They get, yeah, man. She's selling merch.
So okay, like I saw Broadcast Boys. They were like saying like this that they were just branching off all these things that have come from it. And
is that the guy who has like the white dry erase board, like the dude sitting in the chair? Yeah, I didn't know what they were. I didn't know what there was, but I watched them a lot.
I love Broadcast Boys. So they said that she's selling merch. So I went and looked at her, and obviously there's like fan accounts, fake accounts, but there is like, if it is her, she deleted everything before and just started new, and it's just like, so I can't tell if it's her or not. But
gotcha.
There is one account that says, hey, I have permission from this girl to sell this. So I know there's at least a person out there who knows or says they know. I can't say, but I don't know. I don't know what's true. But I remember when the video first came out, they said her name was, they got her first name right. And I've heard her have two different last names. They were very close. So I don't know. I don't know what's true.
I don't know. To be honest with you, like I've only seen bits and pieces of her interview, but like here's my thought on like stuff that goes viral. Sometimes I watch stuff that quote unquote goes viral, and then when I watch it, I'm like, all right. So like when I watch a video, I'm just kind of like, yeah, she said what she said, but like now do I think that I don't understand. My mind can't fathom. What about what she said made everybody just be up in arms? I mean, she wasn't wrong, but like, has it not been said before?
So yeah, that exactly. But just thinking about it, there's many things that I have come to the conclusion that just all come together to make this a good video, a viral video. But at the same time, all these things you could probably find in another video. So the fact, how she was, I don't know if she was jumping like the enthusiasm. Oh, you gotta give that hot tour. It was very animated. The fact that the I'm not gonna say words, but the verbiage she used was pretty darn accurate to how short of actually spitting. It was and then like it's and then she's she's not a bad looking woman.
So here's what I'm hearing you saying, James. So essentially you're saying the stars had to align for her to go viral. So basically, she is the Boston Celtics.
No, I would say more the Milwaukee Bucks. Because obviously the Celtics have been, kind of knocking on that door. They went to the finals, and I was actually going to bring up the Dallas, this. But they've been the Celtics have been they've been legitimate contenders for years now. So I don't. Go ahead.
Just talking about the championship, they did not. Did the stars not align for them to win? Embiid got hurt.
Who?
Embiid got hurt.
Oh, okay.
Giannis got hurt.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of it from a different point of view. Go ahead.
All that happened, and then next thing you know, here comes the Boston, and they end up playing Dallas, who wasn't the best team to play them. Championship.
So, I have never felt like the 76ers were actually going to win. As I said, I always felt like the stars had to align for the Milwaukee Bucks. Injury or not. Even though the Milwaukee Bucks is a little bit more, they switched coaches. They just got Dave. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on with that. So, I hear what you're saying, but the fact that they beat the Dallas Mavericks so easily makes me feel like it wasn't, like they were just a better team.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not, for the record, I'm not saying Embiid and them could have won. I'm not saying the Bucks could have won. But them losing allowed teams that were lesser to make it further in order to get the Boston Celtics easier teams to play.
I agree with that. So I was thinking of it from another point of view. So from the West, you had all these teams, and I'm not saying that I thought the Thunder could beat them. I'm not saying I thought I think the Timberwolves would have had a better chance of beating them than the Thunder.
It would have been a better series.
I don't know so the Dallas Mavericks, I just don't think they matched up well against them. So I feel like the Denver Nuggets probably would have put up a better fight, and I feel like the Timberwolves probably would have put up a better fight. That being said, it was pretty obvious that Anthony Edwards isn't built for a long run right now, and I'm not saying that he's not good. I'm not saying that he's not a great player, but I just he kind of ran out of gas in a couple of those Mavericks games.
I agree but disagree.
Okay.
I agree that he did run out of gas, but I disagree in the sense of like his help stopped helping him.
Okay.
So, because I feel like if for instance, okay, so you got Cat, he's a big man who doesn't play like a big man, who had multiple mismatches against Dallas, but yet you still want to shoot threes.
Yep, he was not doing well.
So if he would have helped and dominated in the lane or down at least the mid range, Ant would not have run out of gas as quick as he would have. So therefore, it would have been a better series. But since you don't want to play out down there, you want to stay out here shoot threes and miss. Now I got to do, because the thing about it was Ant's numbers were there. He had decent numbers the whole series, but nobody else's numbers were decent. He had no help. His help just disappeared. So do you understand why he was tired?
I do. And I just, like when you, I don't think anybody thought the Mavericks were going to make it this far. So it's like when you think about the Mavericks team, regardless of, because I mean, if you want to, put it in the Boston point of view, Jason Tatum wasn't doing all that great until like the final game when he was trying to go for Finals MVP.
But you got
everybody else.
Yes. You got White, you got Brown, you got Horford, you got everybody helping. So he didn't have to win and do 40 a night. Like he just had to show up, give him 18, 20, couple assists. Ant was just out there. Like, because when they played the Nuggets, that was the Nuggets? The Lakers. Nuggets.
So I know...
the Nuggets played Lakers. Then they played Minnesota.
I don't know why I'm saying the Mavericks played the Nuggets, but... No, they played... Yeah. So I can't remember now that you...
I know the Nuggets knocked off L.A., and then I think Denver played Minnesota, and then Minnesota played Dallas.
I meant to say Nuggets played the Mavericks, but go ahead.
So, when they played Denver, He had help. Because I don't know who they played to get to Denver though. Phoenix. So they 4-0 Phoenix.
Yep.
Help was there.
Yep.
Help was there against Denver. Got to Dallas. Help was like, well, we did what we could.
Well, we already know, Towns is soft. And, Jimmy Butler already exposed that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the thing about it is, like, we all know that, but now's your time to prove otherwise. And you didn't do it.
So, what's the name? The guy on the Trailblazers, I can see his face, DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton, he's just playing here for a paycheck. And obviously, Cat takes a little bit more pride in his work, but I don't see him having that dog in him. So,
Okay.
So, I mean, while I hear you, it's his time to prove it. He just want to get paid and play games.
Oh yeah, a lot of big dudes are like that. Like AD had his chances to step up and prove that he's the new face of LA or take over the team. That didn't happen.
He's just there.
Like I don't know, man.
So you have had more hope in the Clippers than anybody else I know, and I'm not saying that
I wouldn't say hope.
I'm not gonna say that they were your team to go, but how do you feel like at what point do you feel they should just throw in the towel?
Well, see, let me explain.
Okay.
It's not that I have hope. I just feel like they never had a chance to actually show what could happen or what could not happen because they never all play at the same time. So it's kind of like you've never had a full season plus postseason with all three of them. So you don't know what they could actually be. Because it's like in the regular season, it's like, oh, man, it looks great. And then somebody get hurt, and then the postseason comes. Oh, Kawhi can't play. Like, what? So it's kind of like, it's at that point now where it's kind of like, do you just give up on it? Or do you like, well, let's just try and see if we can do one more season and see if they could actually all play. Because I think this is the most games Kawhi has played
In a
while, as well as Paul George. Because Russ has been doing his thing on Clippers. And even Harden, I was worried about him, but he came in and actually did pretty well. He had actually helped them win a game or two when Kawhi wasn't there. It's like, okay. But it's like a transformer with arms missing. And it's like, he's still a transformer. He's still a threat. Like, you don't want to just take it easy with him. But he ain't got no arms. But if you let him get some arms, you don't know what could happen then, James.
So let me ask you this. So the Clippers are going through a rebrand. They're getting a new stadium next year.
Yeah, a smaller stadium at that.
I know it's smaller, but I know it's got technology. It's very technical.
Well, I don't know how much smaller, but I know it's not big. So
from if you take away the business point of view, because obviously they need to stay relevant in order for them to justify moving and building a stadium, getting money back. But just thinking from a roster point of view, obviously Paul George is going to be unrestricted free agent depending on money situation. But Kawhi, knowing his history, what do you do with him? Do you offer the max to keep him because you know what he can be? Do you let him walk? Do you sign and trade? Do you lowball him? What do you do?
In all honesty, it depends on what I decide to do with the other pieces around him. Because as much as I like Kawhi, as much as I believe in his talent, he's not the only person that's going to get us there. So if I decide to keep Paul George or Paul George decides to stay, then it's kind of like, all right, if that's the case, if I know we're going to have somewhat the same pieces, maybe we swap out some of the role players later on or whatever, then... Because the max comes with how many years?
It depends on what you offer. So I want to say maxes at the minimum can be like 4 years.
I wouldn't do max because I was gonna say because because like I said, I'm only gonna try maybe one more year. But I can't give if max is if I can't do max in 1 year, I'm not doing max.
Yep.
I would say at most I give you 2 years, whatever that may be. I don't know.
So okay, so I don't want to rebuild now. Okay. So just taking the business part out, I would want to rebuild now. I would just say cut everything off and just rebuild. If I can try to get some assets, trade Russ, which is going to be difficult. Trade. I know I could trade James Harden. I know Paul George doesn't want to be there, but Kawhi, I think Kawhi is from LA, so you kind of have a little bit of leverage with him. But I'm sure, like, if he got money somewhere else, he's going to leave. So I personally would lowball Kawhi, maybe 20 a year, 2 years, 20 million. That's I won't say respectable, obviously, because of what he can be, but in my eyes, I can't rely on you to get to the postseason, to be a postseason, to be my postseason asset.
He is. I don't know if you'll get this reference, but to me, Kawhi Leonard is Peyton Manning.
Okay.
You know what I mean by that?
I know Peyton has won two Super Bowls.
So Peyton Manning, before he won, because he won a Super Bowl later in his career, but before that, Peyton Manning has always been known as the regular season MVP. I mean, not like he won it, but like regular season, Peyton Manning's going to give you numbers. Yep. Postseason, disappears. And then went to the Broncos, got a championship. I don't know where the other one came from, because I don't think he won it with the Colts. But either way it go.
He did. He won one with the Colts, one with the Broncos.
I just know for a long period of his career, regular season, he's putting up numbers, breaking records. Postseason, nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
That's Kawhi.
Okay.
But he still has championships. So it's like...
Yeah, but Quinn Cook won for like his first 3 years. He won championships, and I know it's not the same. That's not compared to apples. But I'm just like I'm not doing with this. So with Klay Thompson, Klay Thompson obviously he wants to stay with the Warriors, but obviously he doesn't want. He knows he
wants to be paid what he's worth.
He's not getting paid the max. He knows that, but he also doesn't want to get $20 million a year. So just like the Nets paid KD for sitting out, the Warriors paid Klay Thompson for sitting out, and the Clippers. Hey Kawhi, we've been paying you for like giving us half seasons essentially.
And the Clippers are like I know the Clippers owner. He's like one of the richest owners in the league, so he got the money. But that don't mean he should give it.
Exactly. So what I would do is I would base it all on Paul George. I would say, hey, PG, if we can get Kawhi out of here, would you stay? If Paul George says, nope, I'm leaving regardless, all right, I'm breaking it all up. If he says, yeah, get Kawhi out here, then it'd be me, Russ, and James Harden. I can do that. Obviously.
I wouldn't do that.
Why?
Well, like I'm saying, like I wouldn't talk to PG like that.
Okay.
Because what if that plan doesn't work? Then next thing you know, they both stay there. Now you got this kind of whatever, because I'm pretty sure everybody's going to know they came and talked to you about getting me out.
What do you mean it wouldn't
The
work?
locker room, the momentum, and the not momentum, but the attitude in the locker room is not going to be great, because they're not going to be bonded, because people talk.
So if PG say I will stay if Kawhi leaves, there is no situation where Kawhi is standing on. I will send him out, ship him out for sign and trade. That's going to be a little difficult, because you can't gauge how much another team is willing to contract. Take on a contract. So if I can do $20 million, I know lots of people will probably take Kawhi for that. But Kawhi isn't going to go for that. So either you're letting him walk for nothing, which is not a good thing, or you were paying him the max and then shipping him out. But that is the risky part, because if nobody takes that max, then he stays. So that is the situation that you're probably talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying you can't handle it that way. I guess my point of view is like, I wouldn't say anything to PG or Kawhi until I knew for a fact I could get something.
Okay.
Because if you bring it up and then that plan falls through, and for some reason they're both still there, now you separated the locker room, and now they're not going to play as a complete team anymore, because PG's going to know you wanted me gone. Kawhi's going to know you wanted me gone. So, like, You know what I'm saying? Like it's not going to be good chemistry there.
So to me, PG is a lesser version of Kawhi. You know, he plays a little bit more, but at the same time, he is still pretty injured. So if you bring the business point of view,
I'm gonna let you go ahead.
if you bring the business point of view in here, obviously going to a new stadium, you got new brand and all this stuff, and you want fans to come and watch your product. Do you keep Kawhi? Like, just to get people... So, okay, I've already answered my question. They already know what the heck we're giving them. So, is it enough to justify? So, a regular season, middle of the pack team. I don't know. I say get rid of Kawhi, but go ahead.
Let's just be honest, James.
Okay.
Let's talk about the real elephant in the room.
Okay.
PG is overrated.
So, okay, go ahead.
PG is not what PG used to be.
I've got a casual stance on that, and I've got a better stance.
For the record, not saying he's not great. Not saying if I were making a team, he would definitely be one of my people that I pick. But if I'm just a team, I'm looking for a player, like PG is not that high on my list. He's getting older. He's still relatively young. He still got some juice in the tank. Obviously, he can still play. He's still, like I said, still great, still a great talent, good defender. But so
here's my casual stance. His career is like his name. It is very bland.
I like PG3.
No, Paul George. That's the most simple name. So that has nothing to do with his play style. But I'm just thinking, like when you think about the NBA and as a whole, when you think about the stars, and nobody, I'm not gonna say nobody. There's probably like diehard NBA fans that like think about Paul George. But like if you go into a barbershop, nobody's talking about Paul George. And obviously, he's more than a role player. He's more than just like a starter. Like he contributes.
He's a star.
He's a lesser Jimmy Butler. Like Jimmy Butler, nobody's really.
I can't say. I can't. You have me up until that point.
So
I can't say lesser Jimmy Butler.
So Jimmy, and I'm not saying like he's as far as popularity isn't the word. As far as viability, Jimmy Butler, is more. I guess because he's been getting the finals. So people. I was
gonna say because you're factored in playoff Jimmy.
Yeah, like Jimmy has done more than Paul George has done, is what I'm trying to say. But nobody sees...
career wise.
Yeah, but
I thought you were talking about like talent. I was like, I can't. I was like, come on, man.
No. But nobody. So people, the Heat. Jimmy is single-handedly keeping the Heat relevant, even though they aren't like. They're usually towards the bottom of the standings.
But still, as long as they got Jimmy, they got a chance.
You can't count them out.
No.
Exactly. But Paul George is like, they're bottom of the stands, but nobody's like, but he's going to get you there.
Man, I mean, I feel like people think he'll get them there, but they won't finish. At least I feel like at least people when it comes to Jimmy, they feel like he'll get you there, but he also has a chance to finish. PG is like, oh, he'll get us there, but we're not gonna make it all the way.
At no point in his career do I ever I think when he was on the Pacers and he was going against LeBron, like people were like the Pacers are the Cavalier kryptonite. But besides that, like he had a year where he was on the Thunder and he was like top 5 MVP. But otherwise,
I guess I'll say it this way in regards to him versus Jimmy. With PG, people are automatically like, oh, we're getting to the playoffs because of PG. But when it comes to Jimmy, they're thinking, oh, not only will we get to the playoffs, we could win.
Yeah, we could get to the final. Like
they're both going to get you to the playoffs, but one just feels like he has more of a chance to win it as opposed to one is like, he got us here.
So PG is like Chris Paul. They'll raise a ceiling of a team. Sorry, they'll raise the floor of a team. And Jimmy is raising the ceiling?
I don't think PG raises the floor of a team, though.
So if you put PG on, I was going to say the Hornets. but I don't.
I wouldn't do that to PG.
I know, but I'm trying to say, could he get them to the playoffs?
I feel like I was going to say if you put him on the Rockets, I think he'll get you there. Because the Rockets are a fairly young team, but they're also a good team.
Yeah, they got good pieces.
I feel like he would get you to the playoffs. But still, it's not going to be a thought process that he's going to make us finals champs. But he could get us to the playoffs. That's about what you're going to get from PG.
All right, so here, and I know, listen, so the last 4 or 5 years of the NBA season has been very unpredictable.
But I like that, though.
I agree. So every year I've been saying that there's always a team that gets to the finals that we don't expect. So next year, who do you think is a team that will get to the finals that we don't expect?
Spurs.
To the finals. That is a lot of retooling they're gonna have to do because all they have is, and I mean I'm not gonna say
the best tall man in the league, man.
So how many pieces do they need? Like is it just Trae Young? Because everybody wants Trae Young to go there, and I don't think that's finals.
I was really just throwing something out there.
Okay, all right.
I do think they'll probably get to the playoffs, though.
Depending on who they pick up.
Well, not only that, but you just got to you have to factor in too. Like this past season was Wemby's first season, so he was still kind of learning, still training, still getting better. So now he has a whole off season to train and do whatever to learn. So he's not gonna go anywhere but up, because he was already making the team better just for the little minutes he was playing. So now you give him more minutes, and he's learned more skill and he's gained more whatever. Yeah,
he was improving during the season. So
he could have won Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year.
I think he should have won Defensive Player of the Year. I don't care if he's a rookie.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's how great he was in his first year.
I agree.
And so he's only going to get better from here. So even if he kept the same team, if they gave him some other additional piece, I'm not saying they have a chance of winning, but I feel like they at least get to the playoffs, or maybe the play-in. I say play-in.
Okay, that's.
I break it down. They get to the play-in, which is I still think it's stupid, but that's just.
I think it's great. I personally, but the one thing that I would change, and I know that kind of goes against history, but whenever they do the standings. So let's say they're the 10th seed becomes the 8th seed. I personally think they should still label them as a 10th seed, just to show like where they're coming from.
I mean, I don't hate that. I don't disagree with that, but at the same time, I'm cool if they don't do it.
It's trivial. Like it's in the grand scheme of things, it's nothing.
Yeah, like it's like if they did it, it wouldn't be like, oh, why did they do that? But at the same time, if they don't do it, I wouldn't miss it. Like, you know.
That's one of them. And there's already history already being like they're always saying the 10th seed has never done so. The 10th seed has never made the playoffs. I think that's what it is.
I don't know. But to answer your question, like to actually answer your question, if I had to pick a team out of the random teams that could go and win, I would have said the Hawks if Trae Young wasn't talking about leaving, because I feel like the Hawks would actually have a chance. You know what? Hornets. Let's do it.
Still trolling.
No, I like the Hornets.
Okay.
I mean, because if you ask me, my legit answer, like, but they're not. I don't feel like they're out of the blue. Would be, I could see the Kings. I could see OKC. I could see. I don't really see Boston going back. I don't see them repeating.
The repeating thing, they've already proved, and I'm not saying anything can't happen, but they've already shown how difficult it is for teams to repeat now. But I think that they will be there. Like they probably.
Oh, you still have to deal with them. But the chances of them winning again is not as high as most people would think it would be.
So the Timberwolves, when Rudy Gobert was traded, they said that it was the worst trade ever. Then the very next year they did well. And I think before that there was another team that people were no, I'm sorry, I'm going the opposite way. So this year the Bucks, the Damian Lillard trade failed horribly. So while the Bucks have always been like the team that, the Bucks are they're contenders, they're blah 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 blah. I'm not saying that I'm betting on them to make the finals, but I feel like the Damian Lillard trade will be better than it was this year.
Do you really think the Bucks team or the Dame trade was a bust, or do you think situations caused it to bust?
Yeah, most definitely. As opposed to the Rudy Gobert thing, like I think maybe they had a coaching change, but like with the Bucks, it was more than that.
Because the thing about it is, like, before they fired O'Buddy, they were like at the top of the league with the Dame situation going on.
And people were still crapping on them, like, they're bad at this, they're bad at that. But they're like 33 and like 16. That's not bad.
So I'm just saying, like, I don't think it was a bust because it was working out. I just don't know what happened after that coach situation. The Doc showed up. I don't know what happened, but it just fell apart.
They say it was Giannis. They say that Giannis wanted somebody.
Yeah, he was like, they tried to get rid of his brother. He was like, I'm not letting that happen, man.
Nah, put that scrub on the bench. We ain't playing him even in garbage time.
I don't understand why he's in the league.
So I guess there's one more. I didn't say my pick. So I don't think OKC, even though they did so well, I don't think it's going to be them. If anything, maybe the Timberwolves.
But is this a random team or like unexpected team?
So yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like unexpected.
Because I feel like if one of those teams won, it wouldn't be that unexpected.
Right, because they overachieved. Mm-hmm. So I would think it would have to be a team in the East because all the teams in the West that were in the playoffs just about had a chance.
Yeah.
So in the East, if the Knicks get rid of Julius Randle, so now I'm doing hypotheticals. If the Knicks get rid of Julius Randle and then they pad out their team a little more because they just got Mikal Bridges, I think that they can do more damage.
They got rid of Bogdanovich, though.
Yeah. I don't have any faith in the Hawks. The what is that? The Raptors, the Cavaliers.
Grizzlies. That's who I'm picking. Because Ja's coming back.
Yeah, but
Grizzlies.
Okay, so I can see that happening. I can see it happening as far. I think I can see it happening. I'm going to say the Cavaliers.
But
depends on what happens with Donovan Mitchell, though.
But as we say, I still wouldn't put them in the. How do we phrase it? Because they were. I ain't gonna say they were right there, but they played pretty hard in the playoffs. So I wouldn't put them in the unexpected category.
Well, now we're getting to the point. Anybody in the playoffs is unexpected. Can't be unexpected.
Well, I'm saying, like, okay, to me, unexpected is a team to like. So, like, okay, with the Cavaliers, nobody expected them to win the finals this year. Mm-hmm. However, they played very well for the time that they were in the playoffs. So if they were to get back this year or next year and win the finals, yeah, it would be a shock. But at the same time, it's kind of like it's still coming off the heels of them playing a great playoff series until season whatever. The Grizzlies, they're just out there. Nobody's even looking at them. You just said it yourself. It depends on what happens with Donovan Mitchell. Nobody's saying, well, if the Grizzlies will do this, they can win. Nobody even talk about the Grizzlies.
So there's a lot because it sounds like the Rockets are trying to get Kevin Durant. So
yeah, I heard about that.
The draft is happening at 8 o'clock tonight. Maybe there's going to be some changes. It could be some changes right now. After we get done, we take a look.
I forgot the draft is today. I don't really care.
One of the draft class they say is really bad, but the things that happen on draft night, there could be trades. And I hype myself up all the time thinking about all the trades that can happen. But for like the past 2 years, 3 years, like draft night trades have not really been that explosive. So I would say. Let's table this discussion about unexpected. Obviously, even then, when the trades and draft night happens, you still have till the trade deadline for things to happen. So, but
I'm sticking with my Grizzlies though.
That's actually a good pick. That's a good pick. I like it because like we just have not had Ja Morant for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see it. I don't really like Jaren Jackson Jr. Like I'm not him as a player or anything, but the fact that he is, you can't rely on him to. You can't. He has injury issues too.
Well, not only that, but like he plays his role, and his role is as a role player. He's not expected to be the star of the team.
Yeah.
He plays his role. He needs a star like Ja. Now he slides back down to where he's supposed to be, and they play. Everybody plays everybody does what they're supposed to, and they form two hands that come together and make a giant fist.
Did you ever do the thing where it's like try to guess if it's a boy or girl?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Like with the hands?
Yeah. So if you open up your hand and there's no finger there, then it's a girl. But if you open up your hand and then there's like a finger there, then it's a boy.
But don't you put the finger there?
Right, but you have to guess. So like if I come
so the person doing this knows it's a boy or girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm thinking like I'm just gonna put my hands in. Oh, what? I was looking for. I was like, but
No.
If I don't put the finger there, then how am I?
It's I'm not that dumb.
That's what I was like. But did you just put the finger there?
And then there's also like if you can like wrap your fingers around it will tell you how many kids you're gonna have, and I can't wrap my fingers around my rest of it. But that was when you were a kid.
Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. I feel like that's good enough.
Yeah,
I feel like we've been talking for a minute, but
I love it.
know.
Like we it's been a while, and it was quite a bit to talk about.
It has. We didn't even get to all of it. JJ Redick, best coach
That's
ever.
actually exactly what I was thinking about.
Your boy Alex Caruso left the Bulls.
So I'm not gonna say that he could be the reason OKC. I mean, he's pretty effective. He's like I'm really upset. Josh Giddey though,
Hey man.
like he's younger. I can understand. Like he can become more than what he is. I don't know. I'm just pissed. Anyway, whatever.
You can find me on Instagram at DA_Bear, BEAR29. TikTok, biggest short of it all. Instagram, biggest short of it all.
You can find me on Instagram at HAPPEE __ MILOS, and obviously we're on YouTube. Biggest short of it all. One thing that I wish maybe by the end of the year is we get to the point where when I search for the big and short of it all, we pop up.
I thought you had to. I thought you could make that happen.
How?
I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Because I had to put in big and short of it all, Eddie Murphy versus Martin Lawrence. That's the only way I can get to our page.
I don't think I've ever actually tried to search it, but I'm looking to that.
We gonna get there.
$1 million.
1 million subscribers.
About that. I want $1 million.
But if you get 1 million subscribers and then they
But
give
they
you
got
$1
that's
each,
the long. I want one person to say, "Hey, here's $1 million," and I'm gonna say thank you.
Thank you for watching.
GoFundMe. I'm gonna make a GoFundMe, but I gotta prove my receipts though.